Warning. The following program contains language not suitable for younger listeners and spoilers. You have been warned.
Now beamed from the fortified bunker below Culver City, California, this is Well, That Happens Movie Review.
I watched a movie.
Did you really? I did too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sam,
Yes.
Jeff, and I watched a movie.
Yeah, that's funny because I think I watched one too.
Fucking A, let's talk about it.
This is Well, That Happens Movie Review. This week's movie of the week is Odd Thomas.
That's right. Odd Thomas. In a California desert town, a short order cook with clairvoyant abilities encounters a mysterious man with a link to dark, threatening forces. This movie stars Anton Yelchin. Sorry, I always mess up as a titular character, Odd Thomas, and has Willem Dafoe and other people who you're going to hear about it maybe at some point in time because they're actors, but they're not the main
That part doesn't matter.
pieces.
You know what does matter? This movie's fucking cool.
That's right. It is fucking cool. I was going to ask you guys, how would you Netflix describe this movie? You know how Netflix has the awful descriptions? It'll be like, it's a man. He's a short order cook. He likes pizza.
You mean like an elevator pitch of the film?
Yeah. But I want you to do it Netflix-esque. I want you to really give me an awful description of this movie. Like, completely fuck it up that would throw you sideways.
I got it. A 20-something desert dweller with odd powers can see the dead. He uses these powers for good, to solve crimes, until he comes across a force based on the devil.
I'm going to go with Sixth Sense boy grows up and becomes a superhero power-based badass, trying to fight the forces of evil with his super Sixth Sense powers of good.
I like that.
Yeah, thank you.
I would go with the powers of darkness are no match for a short order cook with powers of some sort.
Wow, you did.
The powers of darkness.
Did you just
Are
Netflix
no
drop
match
the ball there?
for a short order cook. Awesome.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Oh, no, I think you win.
I won.
Fuck, those short order cooks are awesome.
Oh, they're demonic.
Like the guy from Major League who was the driver in Heat.
Or Steven Seagal in Under Siege. Wasn't he a cook? He was the
He
cook on the
was.
boat.
He
On a
was.
submarine.
No,
That was just like a battleship.
Battleship.
Yeah.
Which one was the one where he was the cook on a submarine?
There was nothing.
No.
I think you're thinking of The Hunt for Red October. There was the cook.
Steven Seagal wasn't in that one.
No.
No, because it was a good movie. Therefore, Steven Seagal does not apply.
It was a sonar movie.
Hey, come on. Steven Seagal wasn't the one good movie. I can tell you which one it was right now. Executive Decision. Once he dies, oh man, that movie is great.
The movie was
Right.
fantastic.
But it doesn't have him in it for that
Oliver
long.
Platt chewing on plastic.
We're not
Right.
going to make it.
Kurt Russell
You are.
leading a team of counter-terrorists on an airplane. Awesome.
Right? That was a good movie.
It's really. Haley Berry apparently as
Haley Berry. Haley Berry.
What did I say?
Hallie.
It's Halle.
Berry.
It's-
Like Hallie's Comet.
You miss Haley that much not being here? You're like Haley
I
Berry?
miss Haley. I wish Haley were here. From now on, Haley Berry is now Haley Berry. Haley Berry is the stewardess on Air Force One.
No.
No.
No, those are different movies. Although, what is your favorite airplane movie? No, wait, that's not this movie. Never mind. Screw that. What is your...
What would you be like?
How about your favorite ghost movie? Ghost sensing movie.
Ooh, my favorite ghost sensing movie. Gotta go with Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay. It's a good one.
Ghostbusters is an excellent film.
Yeah.
I mean, look, that movie is fantastic.
I'm going to go with a little bit more modern on mine. My favorite supernatural kind of esque movie
Ghostbusters 2.
is Constantine with Keanu Reeves. Fucking great film. It's based on the comic book character. I've never read the comic book, but it was such an enjoyable film.
Fucking the devil showing up at the end of that movie.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It being, oh god, now my brain hurts. The guy from Armageddon and
He's in everything. He's the Russian guy.
the Russian guy that
Yeah.
everybody loves. Peter Stars, no.
Peter
Stormare. Peter Stormare. Peter
Alexander.
Stormare showing up as the devil. Fucking incredible. And that guy's amazing. And the white suit but barefoot. Fucking great movie.
Yeah, I like my favorite moment was when Keanu Reeves was taking off in that movie and he's flipping off the devil like I'm going to heaven.
I've never seen that movie,
And
It's fun.
It's such a
look. It's Peter Stormare and Keanu Reeves. It doesn't matter if you've got spoilers. It's just a fun.
It's okay. It's just a fun supernatural kind of roller coaster, and it does have Gavin Rossdale of Bush in the film in a very small role as
I like him.
A demon who exists on Earth. Like he's just kind of like this guy, and he has this weird club that the demons go to because they can be themselves a little bit there.
Right. I would have to say my favorite ghost sensing movie is the movie Ghost, and the only reason I say that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh at you. Wait, no, yes I did. No, go ahead.
Now, the movie Odd Thomas brought back to me a scene in Ghost, because near the end of the movie when Demi Moore finally realized that Patrick Swayze's ghost is in the room, and then Whoopi Goldberg is like, use my body, and they had like the whole make-out sex scene. In my head, I was like, what happens when it flips to reality, and you just see Demi Moore making out, like getting it on with Whoopi Goldberg?
Hot. That's hot.
Okay. No, it's not hot. Whoopi Goldberg is not a pretty looking woman.
So
now, if it was Halle Berry,
in my mind, if it would have flipped to reality, like the guy's point of view from at the end of the movie Odd Thomas, when he's making out with his now dead girlfriend, he just is like, sucking on air. I would have liked to have seen that.
Jeff loves the movie Ghost because of the idea of a lesbian makeout scene between Demi Moore and Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, I don't see the problem here.
It's funny because I remember, this past week when we celebrated my oldest daughter's birthday, we were at my parents' house, and we got into a discussion of great films, and they brought up Ghost. My brother-in-law, my father brought up Ghost as a great film. I thought some of the aspects of Ghost were cool, but the whole love story stuff always bothers me. I'm not big on love stories, like in general. Because it has, I don't know, it bothers me sometimes. It just, it's so
You don't like feelings? You don't like feelings?
I hate feelings. And I gotta tell you, Odd Thomas at the end of this movie got me with some of the feelings. It's fucking disgusting.
Though I did love how my favorite part of Ghost is when Patrick Swayze as a ghost is in Whoopi Goldberg's room singing "I'm Henry VIII, I Am" over and over and over again. That's the funniest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. But we're not talking about that fucking movie. No. We're talking about Odd Thomas.
No, but we just wanted to pad some time.
Which was based on a novel by Dean Koontz. And let me say this. I went into this movie expecting to hate it. Because first of all, it is a generally established fact that movies are not as good as the novel. That's generally established, right? People expect that, okay? I did not particularly care for the novel. So I went into the movie going, this is gonna suck. And then it opened up with his narration. He's standing on a corner, he's like, I've got these powers, and blah-de-blah, my powers are for good, blah-de-blah-de-blah. And I went, oh, sweet evil Jesus, this movie's gonna be terrible. It then immediately kicked it into high gear, and it was a great fist fight with the guy in the car. Way better than Avengers Age of Ultron. Like, the action scenes were so good. And by the end of the movie, with the downer ending and the cool twist, I was sold 100%. This movie is fucking great. The dialogue is snappy and intelligent. It's not just off-the-cuff, cliched one-liners you'd expect in a movie of this type. It's intelligent and well thought out. The characters are well developed and interesting, and it follows a good arc. And as such, I fucking love this movie. I loved it way more than I thought I would, and it's going to fall into this small canon of movies that are better than the novel.
Wow.
Nice. What would you rate it?
I'm going to give it, on the Netflix scale of 1 to 5, and my refusal to give halves, I'm going to give it a 4.
Okay.
I absolutely fucking love this movie. There were parts of it that I would give critiques to. I felt some of the deliveries became wooden, like the characters were young and didn't know how to deal with some of the dialogue, because some of the dialogue was hard.
Yeah.
But some of the twists, some of the reveals were done so well, and it was so neat. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 4.
Nice. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I expected I kind of would like it just because, generally speaking, horror kind of thrillers are good. And Anton Yelchin?
Anton Yelchin, yes.
For the most part, everything I've seen him in, I've really enjoyed his work. I liked Fright Night, expecting not to like that movie, and I came out of that loving it. I've liked the Star Trek series movies. So I walked into this and I was like, this should be interesting. And the story was done well. It was fun. It was exciting. I agree with the narration. I hate narration, but sometimes it doesn't bother me too bad if it's done well. The only thing that really bothered me about it was some of the CGI effects, some of the special effects. The scene when they're up in the belfry of the church, I'm like, ooh, you can see the halo of the green screen. I was like, yeesh, someone didn't key that very well. So kind of things like that threw me out of the moment. But for the most part, I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed everything about it. So I gave it a 4.
Well, it was my turn to pick a movie, and I read the Netflix description, and I thought to myself, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Why not? I like supernatural thrillers and some horror films. It depends on how it's made. Fuck you, Zombievers. But
that movie was terrible. God, it was terrible.
I still loved it.
Honestly, Anton Yelchin, Willem Dafoe, everybody like in this movie, I really enjoyed the film. It was well done. It was fast paced. It almost felt like a television show to me. Like I was watching a TV series. And that's how I treated it in my head because of the CGI issues and stuff like that. But the dialogue was really clever. It was really well done. But what I enjoyed of this film is the ending. His girlfriend's dead. But they spent time establishing the relationship throughout the film.
Right.
And so therefore, when that surprise twist at the end hits you, it hits you because you've developed an emotional connection to these two characters. Addison Timlin is a very gorgeous woman.
I actually didn't find that surprising. I called it before.
Did you?
Halfway through the movie, I was like, she's going to die, and he's going to be able to see her. And then when it happened, I was like,
I read
Damn.
the fucking book, and the way they did it in the movie, because the sleight of hand was so perfect, I was surprised. I was surprised, and I knew the fucking answer. Because it was just so well goddamn done.
For me, when I figured it out was when he uttered the line, "We drank too much," and the shot had one empty cup. I'm assuming it's his cup that he drank, and the full cup next to it, meaning he poured it for her. She can't drink because she can't affect anything in the physical realm. And that's when it hit me. And it hit me so hard in the feels.
I just assumed she was pregnant. That's not I didn't even catch that.
Yeah.
Well done.
But,
that's amazing.
But Addison Timlin, I felt that, like Todd said, the dialogue was complicated. So mostly her delivery is what bothered me. Her delivery was very wooden at times, but I felt that because of the complicated nature of this relationship that they have, that I was able to let it slide. But I really liked her as his girlfriend. I really believe that these two had this connection together, and man, it really got me. Willem Dafoe is excellent in everything he does, except Spider-Man.
No,
I liked him as Spider-Man.
That movie sucks.
I didn't like him in Spider-Man. I felt but it's everything that Sam Raimi did with that series. But in this movie, he's great. I thought that Nico Tortorella, he played Simon Varner, the officer, and Kyle McKeever, they did really well as the police officers. They were so villainous. Looking back at their introduction in the movie where they're talking to each other, he's like, "That's right, Officer Varna," when they were talking about... My mind exploded because of the whole setup of everything.
Right.
I just really enjoyed the film. It was a fun roller coaster ride for me.
I really wish this movie had gotten better publicity behind it, because this is the kind of movie that if it did well, the rest of Hollywood would take notice and start making decent films again instead of the bullshit Avengers that they keep doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The CGI and everything was poorly done for the most part, but
they had no
budget. But I mean, my God, Stephen Sumner's, he adopted this novel if in a much better way. If Todd is standing about how this movie is better than the book.
Yeah, I did not like the book.
Yeah, and I thought it was greatly directed, paced very well, well written, well acted, just an enjoyable film throughout. So I gave it 4.5.
I think the movie could go on further. Like, his life in Vegas would make a great either sequel or TV series.
Yeah,
Haley mentioned
they
that.
left it open.
Yeah, and which would be fantastic. You can almost see this character taking on a new life, trying to basically do his best to defeat evil in the world while trying to get back to with his girlfriend in the afterlife. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that.
And there you go. We fucking loved it.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a resounding endorsement of this film.
What was one of your favorite sequences in the film, like in terms of how it was done?
For me, I loved the fist fight that he had with the murderer at the beginning. The guy, he said, "Hey, you've still got her blood in your pocket." And then they had the fight through the birthday party, and they went upstairs, and then the way they were throwing punches, the choreography and the camera movements and the sound editing and the music, it worked so perfectly well. That's when I first got the hook in my jaw about the movie. I went, holy fucking shit, this is good.
I have to agree. I was going to mention about later on in the movie when he was walking through, Fungus Bob's house. He walks through the door and there was the birds all frozen. That was cool, but the CGI kind of threw me off there. But I have to agree with Todd. I think the best sequence was near the beginning because it was so raw, so powerful, and there was very little at all, special effects. It was just a straight fight. It was a chase scene and a fight, and it was done great. And I think that really sold me on the movie of this is a fun ride.
Yeah, for me, my favorite sequence is chase scene with the cop at the end when he's clinging onto the side and shooting him, because that moment, you really felt like Odd Thomas was in some real danger at this point, and he wasn't going to be able to get the bomb out of the town vicinity in time, which is really hard to do in films nowadays, because I feel that with CGI in movies, there's no real threat to the heroes, and this stunt work felt threatening, like Odd Thomas was in danger. McKeever was going to get him.
And 100%, fuck yes, that's why I hated Avengers. One of the biggest reasons I hated Avengers. I felt there was no risk at all. And this movie had legitimate risk that you felt.
There's a scene where he gets shot while he's being chased. I'm sorry, at the end when he's like...
In the van.
He gets shot and you see the blood smear going, oh my god, that was done so well. That was cool. I was like, ooh!
What a masterfully shot sequence that was for me.
Yeah.
Just wow. I really highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Highly recommended. Let us know what your thoughts are. Facebook.com/WTH Podcast. Drop us an email, WTHpodcast1@gmail.com. We want to hear from you, our WTH Army. Let us know, soldiers. We salute you.
Absolutely. Go and watch this movie. Every single one of you watch this movie. And then watch Blue Ruin. I really like that film.
No, it's great. And with that,
Odd Thomas.
That happened.